Hi, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. Y'all already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, Megan Thee Stallion has taken the stand in court to testify against Tory Lanez. She has officially taken a stand, and she was up there for a long time. I don't know if you could stand on the stand. I don't know if you could sit up and talk for 4 hours straight, but Meg did it. Now, before we get into all that, let me put you all onto something, okay? Word on the street is this. Not word on the street, word from the courtrooms is this. Meg finally admitted, it came out in court, she admitted that her and Tory had a sexual relationship. They were sleeping together. Now, if you remember recently, Megan denied all that and said, we were just friends. We were really good friends, right? And turns out, such is not the case. They actually did have a sexual relationship. Now, some people are going to be like, oh, what does that matter? Well, it shows credibility. If she is able to say, yes, we were seeing each other and we did have a sexual relationship, then people could be like, okay, so she's forthcoming. You know, she put everything out there in the front. That girl don't have no business lying. We believe her. But if she's going to lie about something so big and so obvious, which everybody saw and thought that they were in a relationship and did have a sexual relationship, it was that kind of a relationship, then, you know, that's what it is. But it did come out in court after Meg did deny it before, that she never had any sexual relationship with Tory, that she actually did. Not only that, there's another person or persons involved. The basketball player, I don't think, wants to be involved in all this, but it was said that he also had that type of relationship with Meg, and not only that, but the baby. So the song that the baby made, which he included, that right before all that happened, he was fucking on Megan. It turns out he was having a sexual relationship with Megan as well. Now, during Megan's testimony in court, one of the questions that she asked was, and statements she made was, how come this has turned into questioning my sex life? Like, why are people trying to make me feel bad as a woman for being sexual, like a woman having sex? And I think that went left field and over, because it wasn't about questioning her sexuality or questioning how sexual she was or sexually active she was. It was actually trying to establish a baseline for a story. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going around saying, I didn't have any sexual relations with this person, that person, when we're turning out that you did. So the story, the original story, was that they were at a party, a mansion party in Hollywood that has to do with the Jenners. They were at a mansion party in Hollywood, and they were at a pool party. And at the pool party, somebody started getting touchy-feely with, well, it was Tory Lanez started getting touchy-feely with one of the Jenners, and Megan wasn't having it. But the thing is, Megan bestie was also at the party. Now, Megan's bestie and Megan started getting into an argument, right? It got to where Megan was out of control. Now, you got to understand, they're at this party. These people are young and rich. They're having fun. There's a lot of whatever illicit drugs are there. Let's just go with the basics. Let's just say alcohol and marijuana was in full use, right? Of course, you know, people are popping pills and sipping lean and doing whatever else they do to get their jollies off. We're talking about millionaire young people, just a group of rich, wealthy young people. So anyhow, fight broke out. And the fight that actually broke out, they said, started with a disagreement between Megan and her bestie. Megan decided, yo, I want to go. They were told to leave the party by the host. What, I don't remember if it's Kylie Jenner or one of those Jenners. They were told to leave the party. They were asked to leave, and then they were told to leave. Y'all getting out of control, acting like you want to fight people and all that. Go, get out, bye, see ya. They got into the vehicle and they left. Okay, before we go into all of that, what Megan testified in court, it turns out there's a bombshell that was dropped. And the bombshell that was dropped was that Megan's bestie, she's the one that gets the guys. And every time she gets a guy, Megan ends up sleeping with the guy as well. So it was for Ben, the basketball player. So it was for the baby. And so it was for TORY LANEZ. Those are three guys that Megan's bestie was having sexual relations with, that Megan started having sexual relations with as well. So the story gets weirder and weirder, right? What they're trying to establish is that, and I'm sure everybody has heard it by now, was that gunshot residue was both found on Megan's best friend and on TORY LANEZ. Now, gunshot residue can be found can travel from person to person if you are locked in a tight space, right? If you're in a small space, I'm sitting right next to you and I fire my gun, the residue can also end up on you. So if they find gunshot residue on you, they find gunshot residue on me. It's going to be kind of hard to tell which one of us actually fired that weapon. Okay, so Megan, whose real name is Megan Pete, she took to the stand in Los Angeles, California, to testify against TORY LANEZ, who is accused of shooting her in the feet. Dance, bitch, dance. And shot at her feet multiple times after a Hollywood Hills party that was hosted by Kylie Jenner in 2020. So yes, it was Kylie Jenner. I just don't feel good, she said. This is what Megan said on the stand. She says, I just don't feel good. I can't believe I have to come up here and do this. Wow. In her emotional 4-hour testimony, the rapper claimed that she and TORY LANEZ, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, she claimed that they were arguing about her decision to leave the party while they were riding in a car with her longtime friend, Kelsey Nicole Harris, and TORY LANEZ's bodyguard. Now here's the thing. Mind you, they're riding in a car, right? After they left the party, Megan claims they were arguing. Her and TORY were arguing about having to leave the party. You were acting up at the party. You got us thrown out of the party. Now, you know what I'm saying? There was a girl in there that it said that TORY was feeling, which was Kylie Jenner. And Kylie Jenner and TORY LANEZ started getting into it, like getting intimate. And Megan got mad as shit and started wanting to fight. And of course, you can't fight me at my party, so get the fuck out. And Kylie told them that they all had to go. Now, since they came together, they left together. So they're in a car and they're arguing about having to leave the party. TORY's side of the story is that it wasn't him and Megan that were arguing about having to leave the party. It was Megan's best friend and Megan that were arguing about having to leave the party. Anyhow, they're riding in a car with her longtime friend Kelsey Nicole Harris and TORY LANEZ's bodyguard. The argument allegedly spiraled out of control when TORY LANEZ revealed that he had a sexual relationship with Megan's bestie in front of Megan. Big no-no. They began insulting each other's music careers before the 27-year-old asked to get out of the car, right? So, according to this, TORY says, you know what I'm saying, I'm fucking on your bestie and all that. Megan didn't take it lightly. You a bum ass. You can't even sing. You a whack ass rapper. And, you know, she is degrading the way that he raps and criticizing his music and all that. And he started doing the same thing to her. All you do is show your body. You got to wear some slinky shit on stage just to get attention. Any girl can do what you do. You up there, basically you're a stripper that raps, right? And it's just your body, you're selling, whatever. So they're arguing back and forth, insulting each other's music career, insulting each other, basically, because she's heated. Remember, when they were at the party, Megan didn't know that Tory had already had sexual relations with her friend, her bestie. This is grimy. That was under wraps. So Megan came to the party with Tory as her man. But Tory is loose. So Tory is like, yeah, I'm not committed to nobody. So he starts getting into a little lovey-dovey kind of thing going with Kylie Jenner, who was hosting the party. And then another issue broke out there again, and Megan got heated, and that's how they were thrown out of the party. While in the car, he said, yeah, I'm fucking on your bestie too. The bestie was in the car with them. And this is what Tory Lanez side of the story is. When he revealed that is when Megan and her bestie started arguing and then started fighting. His team is trying to establish a motive as to who could have shot, and establish a motive that it was Megan's best friend that shot her and it wasn't him. Megan's best friend is about to take the stand as well. And Megan's best friend has said that Tory dragged her by her hair, punched her multiple times, dragged her down to the ground by her hair, and all kinds of other stuff. So it's not looking too good. Now, after Megan got out of the car, right, they began insulting each other's music career before what's her name asked to get out of the car. After she got out of the car, Peterson allegedly yelled, "Dance, bitch, dance." So Megan was mad. She like, yo, let me out this fucking car. I want to get out. Let me out the car. I don't want to go nowhere with y'all. And once she got out the car, this is what she testified. Once she got out the car, Tory points the gun out the window, and he was just like, dance, bitch, dance, and started shooting at her feet. And he shot at her feet multiple times as she walked away. She, up there on the stand in court, she's saying, I'm in shock. I'm scared. I hear the gun go off. I can't believe that he's actually shooting me. Pete then got back in the car. So this makes no sense. This makes no sense. So you gets out of a car. A dude who's in the car arguing with you starts shooting at your feet and ends up shooting you multiple times in the feet. And you get back in the same car with the person who was shooting you. That makes no sense. I'll be running. I'll be crying out for help. But she got back in the car. She then got back in the car and they drove off this is her testifying in court, as she tried to stop the bleeding with a towel. Tory allegedly offered to pay each woman, which is Megan and then her best friend, $1 million each to stay silent about the incident. Yo, y'all, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tripping. You know what I mean? I'm off the lean. I'm off the promethazine. I'm off these pills. I'm off whatever he was on. I done snorted a couple of lines of coke. I'm geeked up. We got to make this go away, because this is going to damage me, and it might also damage y'all as well. So check it. $1 million for each one of you. Nobody says nothing. Well, the Savage rapper did not initially report the shooting. Megan did not initially report the shooting, and she expressed regrets about coming forward in her testimony. She said, I wish he would have just shot and killed me. If I knew I was going to have to go through this type of a torture, meaning her being cross-examined in court, her sex life being under the microscope, her words being broken down and people finding faults. Nah, this doesn't make sense. Like the part where I just said, why would you go back into a vehicle? You voluntarily got out. Let me out this bitch. You know how people argue in a vehicle. Yo, stop the car. Let me out. Let me out. I don't want to go nowhere more with y'all. Let me out right here. I'll find my way. I'll call an Uber or whatever. And they stop. They granted you your wish. They let you out. As they let you out and you're walking away, this is what Megan testified. As they let her out, she was walking away. Tory started shooting at her feet and saying, "Dance, bitch, dance." And then she goes back in the vehicle. Nobody told her to get back in the vehicle, bitch. At gunpoint, she voluntarily goes back in the vehicle after getting shot in her feet. I don't know. That it just doesn't sit right with me. And now she's saying in court, I wish he would have just shot and killed me if I knew I was going to have to go through this torture. During her cross-examination, Megan told the defense that she had been too embarrassed to reveal the intimate nature of her relationship with Tory before. And then she confessed in court that, hey, yes, we did have a sexual relationship. She confessed that she has not been friends with Harris since that day as well. Harris is her bestie. So here we go again with Tory's team trying to establish who might have shot her. See, what I think is going on is this, right? I think Megan and her best friend actually got into it. I think Tory doesn't want to be labeled as a snitch. So Tory is not going to say, she did it. I didn't do it. Tory speaks in a manner like this. He'll say, okay, it was 4 of us in that car. You figure out who shot her. Me, my bodyguard, her best friend, and her. Now, it wasn't me. I did not shoot that girl. And I'm absolutely sure my bodyguard did not shoot that girl. It only leaves 2 people, Megan and her bestie. She didn't shoot herself. Now, if you follow the story about him revealing that he is having a sexual relationship with the bestie as well, come on now. You know most females, if you sit there and you're arguing in the middle of an argument, you just blurt out, by the way, I'm fucking your bestie too. And your bestie is right there. She about to start throwing hands. So they started fighting. That's what Tory's defense is, right? Now, if you add this piece of puzzle to the puzzle, why have they unfollowed each other on social media and stopped speaking to each other after that night? I wish they would have just shot me and killed me if I knew I was going to have to go through all this. And during cross-examination, she revealed that yes, her and Tory did have a sexual relationship, but she was too embarrassed to come forward and say it before. She has not spoken to her best friend since. They don't hang out. They don't speak anymore. She also pushed back against the suggestion that somebody else could have possibly fired the weapon. Tory Lanez, who is 30 years old, Daystar Peterson. He is charged with assault with a firearm, illegal weapon possession, and negligent discharge of a gun. Now, if this goes to where Tory is found guilty, he's facing a whole lot of time in prison, man. A whole lot of time. But right now, this water has gotten so murky that it's hard to say who actually pulled the trigger. Megan is saying she saw who pulled the trigger. And I'll be honest with you, by right, if you shoot me and I should be able to go to court and says, yes, he shot me, and then I expect the court to prosecute you, sentence you. However, the courts have to get to the truth, because it wasn't just Megan and Tory in the vehicle. So that puts other people in the mix. You understand? That puts other people in the mix. And that's where we're at with this one. I'm going to continue to watch and see how this unfolds. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me, do you think that Tory Lanez actually shot Megan Thee Stallion, or do you think that her bestie did? Because those are the two. And those are the two that were found with gunshot residues on them. I'll talk to y'all on the next video as we follow this drama as it unfolds. Leave your comments in the comment section below. You already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.